What's up, y'all? Sean here. I go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube, and today we're going to pack some orders, daily sales. We have 39 with $873.39. One sale came in while I was messing with the thumbnail, so there you go. Feel free to ask questions about the business. I'm a clothing seller on eBay, and I'm going to try to do these like once a week. Don't really have a specific schedule on when I ship items, but it's typically before lunch. So start us off. Let's see. All right, so we got this item here. It's an Abercrombie and Fitch flannel shirt. Sold for $12.99, and the buyer paid $8.99 in shipping. 12.1. So this is a little interesting. This item here is 12 ounces, 0.1 on the scale. So if the post office measures that, it's going to go as 13 ounces. But if you can get it under the 12-ounce rate, it's going to be cheaper to ship the item. So because I have these plastic bags that all items go in this specific situation, if it's 0.2 or less, I take the plastic bag out and I actually make it into the 12-ounce rate. So that does take a little bit more time. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but taken out, I can show you the difference. Now it's 11 ounces and change. It's like $1.50 difference in shipping. And when you're doing like 38 a day, if you did that to all 38, that's like 30-40 bucks, which that's typically not it, but let's see. 0. So I'll do 12 ounces here on the scale and let you know the shipping cost. It's going to be $4.42. This item's going to Mississippi, and I'm here in Texas. So if it were 13 ounces, it goes from $4.42 all the way up to $5.57. So that's $1.15 just by taking out that one plastic bag. So definitely a little shipping hack. Rocky Mountain Resellers, Greg, what's up, man? Hey, bud, forgot to comment on the last live when I rewatched. Stream quality is good now with your iMac. Congrats on the baby too. Thank you. Yes, if you guys didn't catch the last live, my wife and I are having a baby. We're having a son. He's going to be born December 6th as the expected date, but he's 2 weeks bigger than he's supposed to be, so maybe it'll be sooner. Yes, the iMac is fire. I was watching some videos on like how to get that look, that I don't want to call it like the hairy tornado look, but the YouTuber look where the face like looks super crispy and the back looks a little blurred. It takes a little bit of lighting tricks, and we're just going to progressively get there. And I do have a really good video idea. I'm going to start writing the script. I was thinking about it when I was driving home yesterday. So I think y'all are going to get a kick out of it. But thank you, Greg. We are packing orders today. Hopefully we can go faster than Monday. So Monday we had 59 because it was that was like Saturday night's sales, Sundays, and then whatever came in Sunday night to Monday morning. Today was just, 1 day of sales, so 38. $95.17. So this one is another flannel. Hollister, though. Sold for less money. Less money here. Greg says, yeah, it seems like the biggest thing everyone recommends is lighting. Yeah, I think lighting and audio. I know you had told me about the lavalier mic. I bought that when you told me about it, and I still haven't figured out like how to do the voice memos on the phone and tie it to the video stream. But I didn't have a computer that could handle doing all the editing without crashing, because my ThinkPad over here would crash all the time, and then the iMac was just so slow with the hard disk drive. But now that it's upgraded to the SSD, I mean, it is super quick. So I'm definitely going to figure that out. And, I had just gone full time too. So like, I wasn't sure how to devote the time to what I needed to. So like now the business is kind of humming, it's going to be, it's going to be a little easier to kind of spend some time on YouTube and hopefully put out some entertaining content and some content that's like, informative. Give away some secrets. Let's see. This will be 9 ounces. So this is Mizent Maine. Mizent Maine is like a golf brand. It's really high end. I don't see it very often. And you'll know how it is because it's got like kind of a crazy M looking logo, but it the polyester or whatever the blend they use is just really high quality, and it sticks out from the rest. Let's see. Which is a little annoying because some of the cheaper clothing brands, like even Faded Glory, I saw like a thick stitch that I thought was like a BKE jean, but it was Faded Glory. Like they're stepping their game up. I mean, I wouldn't be ashamed growing up like buying Walmart clothes or Target clothes because they're actually looking pretty good. Greg says, are you doing clothes and shoes only model, or are you picking up hard goods as well? So I'm a men's clothes seller. I do pick up women's jeans occasionally, and then I'll pick up shoes. Like I picked up a pair of On Cloud size 11, and they were like super clean, and I paid $15 for those. But mainly men's clothes, men's tops, men's jeans. When I do find hard goods, I usually sell it to a reseller in town. A friend of mine, Kelly, he does hard goods. So I had like a pretty cool N64 video game pickup, and I bought it for cheap, and I sold it to him for just, like double what I paid, just to kind of get him a little boost in his store. And it's fun for me. Like I do love picking up hard goods because I know the value in them, but no, that's not my main focus. Main focus is clothes. Whenever I do some of these, like I may go to garage sales with the GoPro like I used to, because I did have a lot of fun with that and like talking with people at sales. I'm still going to pick up like hard goods, but I'm just going to sell it to locally to people that resell. I'm not going to put them in my store or anything. 469. This is a Ralph Lauren polo. Pretty common item I sell a lot. This one out the door, like including shipping, was $17. So that's, it's like a little profit, but this whole business is made up of little profits. Yeah, average sale price is like $21. I did sell some shoes though. They're coming up. Greg has known me for a while through YouTube, and the reason he mentioned the shoes is because I used to sell a lot of shoes. And shoes are cool. They sell for like more money than clothes, but like cleaning the shoes, drying them, even like staging them and stuff, it just takes so much longer than clothes. This is a Under Armour polo, and this one sold for $20.99. That's including shipping. So I forgot the weight. I always forget the weight like after I pull it off. That's 9 ounces. So yeah, most of these items are first class. Greg said, awesome, so much more efficient to niche down like that. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When I think of these people that are like doing eBay businesses out of their apartments and things, like I have a 1,500 square foot house and a garage that is like most of it's dedicated to my shelving. I mean, we have like, the units in there, the water, the AC, the washer dryer, and then I have like a weight setup, but the rest of it's my shelving. And I have like 4,200 items or 4,300 items, and I still have room for like maybe another couple thousand, I would think. But yeah, if it was all shoes, I definitely wouldn't be able to get that many shoes in there. No way. These are pretty cool. These are, dang, they're kind of tight in here. I almost don't want to take it out. These are the Ariat like chukkas. So like we get a lot of Western wear here in Texas, and these did not even have the inserts in them. And I told the people that when I listed it, and it sold for $48.99. So I probably could have got more money for these. I think I listed them for $49.99 and they offered 40, so I just accepted it. But I paid $5 for these in my town, so really can't beat my Goodwill prices are the best in the country. I've been to a lot of them, and I think like most shoes are $4.99. Let's just put it that way. And they're all different types, like boots. Most of them, I mean, very rarely they'll pull an item out and price it up. Let's see. So this is taking longer because I go to Pirate Ship to ship the bigger items. Anything over, here we go, Ariat boots, men's. So yeah, anything that doesn't fit flat rate, that isn't first class, I put in the large poly bag, and I do Pirate Ship because of the rates. They're so much better. If you don't have an account, it's it's free to set up, and they have really good rates. I can explain the difference in a second here. Oh no, I gotta measure them. 13 by 9. 13 by 9. Get rates. Let's see. Yeah, so these are going to cost $9.94 to ship. And on eBay, let's just see how much it would be. 2 pounds, 8 ounces, by 6. So yeah, if I did, oh gosh, let's see, priority mail. So yeah, it'd be $12.94 if I just did priority mail through eBay, and doing it through Pirate Ship, it's $9.94. So that's like $3 just by, yeah, it's $3 difference just doing it through Pirate Ship. And it just took like a few more seconds to click over to that site and find the item. Let's see. Yeah, and if you guys don't use Pirate Ship, you can just like connect your eBay account to it, and then you can pull items from eBay so that you can see it in the list for Pirate Ship. I don't think you can sort them by custom SKU. So if you have a lot of them, that can be kind of tricky. And the guy that bought this, his name's Thaddeus, which is really cool. Thaddeus with the boots. Greg says, I won't be in the chat, but I'll be listening. Yeah, I don't really expect people to be firing away at the chat. I mean, if somebody really has some questions, go ahead. But I need to just get in the habit of like being on camera. And I think this is a good way to kind of like have a little bit of content that someone can just play for like, you know, an hour and get their shipping done. Like, I think that's a cool thing. All right, right here we have like little kids Jordans. These are pretty cool. These are like $4, but these are dope. I mean, if I was a kid, I would want these. I would want these as an adult, but I know I can't afford them. So I'm gonna put these. Let's see if they'll fit in this envelope. Yeah. So I just fit them in like a priority envelope. I showed this on the last stream. But yeah, that gets the job done for sure. Next one here. Okay, same deal with this one. It would go over 1 pound if I did it with the plastic bag. These are a pair of like Patagonia gray pants. So yeah, these Patagonia pants sold for like $40. And they were right under a pound, so that's really good. It's kind of a shame too, because these were like 3230s in the tag measurement, but they didn't fit me. So I don't know if anybody else is like this, maybe like the collectors that do hard goods, but like if you come across an item, do you always try to see if it can fit into your life somehow? Because anytime I find anything like Patagonia, cool like the climbing brand or outdoor brand, I always try that stuff on and it never fits. Like I never find anything cool. Philly Flipper, what's up, man? Dude, how's it going? Just throwing up a little live today. I'm going to be trying to pop on in the mornings, probably once a week. I haven't decided on a day yet. Schedule's always kind of, it's kind of inconsistent. Like my sister-in-law came over and I had to like pack an item for her. So like setting a time, is tough for me right now, but I am enjoying coming on here, talking with some people, But yeah, I'm good, man. Have you been selling a lot lately? Dang, this is another one. So yeah, this is happening more and more where my wife is leaving for work. She had her lunch break. So yeah, that's the third time today that taking out the plastic liner, or not liner, but like the plastic bag I have them stored in to get under that rate, the 12-ounce rate, to make more money on the shipping. So yeah, super important, whenever it comes to like volume and you're doing just, you're just doing so much, you want to make sure you get as much profit out of each one. And if it's taking the plastic out to make $1, like definitely worth it, in my opinion. And I can reuse that bag. So it could be said like, why don't you take all the plastic out of all the bags? Well, I need them to store because they file really nicely in the boxes that I have. But I'm not going to just pay another $1 if I can just take one piece of plastic out. Like, I don't got it like that. So these ones are too heavy. But yeah, are you guys like ramping up for fourth quarter? I know people talk about that a lot. Honestly, selling clothes, it's kind of the same all year. I never see like a spike. Usually the spike comes from if you just increase the amount of items you post, from my experience. But yeah. Have you guys checked the Instagram? Greg, I know you and Philly, I think you guys both follow Instagram. You're like some of my like, I guess long distance friends. But I found that Kurt Cobain shirt and I listed it for $199.99 plus the $8.99 shipping. It sold in 10 seconds. I shit you not. And I was like sweating bullets because there's a Kurt Cobain shirt that sells for like $400 to $600, but it was not the one I have. The one I had consistently was hitting like 150 to 200. And that one had some stains on it, which I know doesn't really matter for vintage, but I felt good about 200. It sold instantly, and I was like, this dude's probably trying to resell to drop ship that shirt to somebody else. And he didn't pay for it right away, which kind of bothered me even more. But he ended up paying later that day, and I shipped it out yesterday. And when I looked up his address. Anyone who spends like a few $100s on an item, I always check out their house, and it was actually a business. So it was like I don't know what type of business it was, but I was happy to see a business address. Because the dude either like runs the business or it's possible he works at the business and had it sent there because it is a high dollar item. But nonetheless, $200 on a $3 shirt that I found at this older gentleman's house in his kid's closet, like that was a pretty good pickup. Definitely doesn't happen very often. This way. Dang, dude, some of these little tabs, man. There we go. I'll take this one. There we go. pretty ugly looking. These are like a pair of sandals. These were I didn't even tell you. These are like a pair of Merrell like brown sports sandals. They sold for $38. So. Here. Should be good. Mid-sale Rose, where'd you find it? Yeah, dude. It was like it was white, but it had some yellowing on it, so it kind of looked like the vintage like white yellow look. A friend of mine, his like a sponsor of 10 years or something was moving back into his house and had to like clean it out pretty much, and he was just going to throw it away. So I ended up picking up 50 items for $150. I paid him $3 an item. There was like 6 Levi's silver tab jeans. There was like the women's silver jeans. There was I think 5 of those. Some of those were like the capris, which aren't very good, but there was some Austin Power vintage shirts, like 2 of them. Those go for like $50. A Jimi Hendrix shirt sold that had like a big hole in it and like literal paint stains on it, sold for $34. And that sold like right when I listed it too. Some Gerbeau. I don't know if you guys remember Gerbeau is a pretty expensive brand. There's some of those. And I haven't like listed all of them just because that stuff takes longer to list. Like I'm used to listing like modern clothes that are already in my store. So when I list anything outside of the ordinary, I want to like maximize my dollar. So I have to do a little bit more research. So I don't like to do them all in a row because it kind of taxes me whenever I'm doing all the listings like that in a row. But yeah, it was a sweet haul, dude. I think I just put it up on like stories, and I know stories like delete or whatever, but you can see a reel of the Nirvana shirt. Kurt Cobain. It's like the Kurt Cobain memorial or that type of thing. It had like his birth year or whatever, and the year he died. So, but yeah, I definitely see why people are like vintage guys that go just for those shirts. Because I mean, if you found like 3 of those a week, like that's pretty good money. And it's a lot less like storage and shipping and all that stuff. But you got to know what to look for because it wasn't even single stitch like that. That Kurt Cobain was double stitch, but it had the 1995 printed on the shirt and it had the giant tag. It was an XL too, which is a great size for that. But I'm not like it stung a little when that shirt sold in 10 seconds though. I was like, damn it. Like, yeah, almost like Evil Sean wanted to cancel the order and relist it for like $3.99, but you know, $200 is $200. Like, you can't really be too upset about it. So one thing I've noticed, hang on, let me tape this. One thing I've noticed doing this full time as a business, that kind of stuff, like $200 sale on a t-shirt you paid $3 for, doesn't really hype me up as much as it would have like 2 years ago. Like in 2019 when I started, I mean, had I found that Kurt Cobain shirt and sold it for $200 in 10 seconds, like I would have been just freaking out. Like I'd be talking about it for months, you know, and I'm going to talk about it like, cause it just happened this week, but, I don't really get that thrill. Like when I found those N64 games, I paid $30 for like 20 games, a PS1, a jungle green controller, a gray controller, and some like other, you know, like more common games, I guess, like newer games. I paid $30 for all that, and then I sold to my friend for 60, you know, and he let me keep one of the games out of it. But that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's not like I used to freak out. I used to get so hyped to find that stuff. And now it's like, it's fun. You know, you get like a little like shot of dopamine, but it's not like you can't build a business, in my opinion, off of that stuff, you know? And yeah, like Phoenix Resale has built a business off of that exact thing, but it's a lot harder than it looks. Like to find those deals don't come across. The trick is getting it on the GoPro, like while I'm there. Like anytime I'm going to any yard sale, like this one, I was on the way to the gym and it was a Tuesday at 3 p.m. and they had the yard sale. So I was like, what the heck? And I just stopped and then I asked her and she brought it out from her house. I was like, she had the PS1 out, no cords or nothing. I was like, do you have anything else? And she brought it out. So, but yeah, getting it on the GoPro to put it on my YouTube, like history, that'd be cool for people to see. Philly Flipper. Do you think you underpriced it when it sold? I always think that when something sells fast. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't really run auctions. I thought about auctioning it. I thought about listing it like really high and just accepting an offer. But from my research and what I did on it, like I felt pretty confident in it. And what probably happened was he possibly has a saved filter to target those items when they're in a certain price range, or maybe just the keyword. And then when he saw it, he might have thought it was the shirt that was more expensive. There's one that has Kurt Cobain's face in like a square frame, and then it has the dates on the front. That shirt's going for like $400 to $600. The one I had the same type of print on the front, but the dates were on the back, and it had like either some lyrics or something like that. So he might have like thought it was a better one and thought he could flip it like online, like drop ship, or he I don't know, maybe he just wanted it. I'm not really sure. So you pretty much have to list it at a price that you will be okay getting if it sells. And $200 for me was okay. I mean, this shirt here is it's grunt style. Grunt style is like this military like type style shirt. I mean, it sold for $12.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So if this is what I'm living in and I get a $200 sale, like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay with that because it's just like a little bonus. Like I live and die off of the low dollar sales, which they come in all the time. There's a lot more people spending $20 on eBay than $200. So yeah, this Ralph Lauren. So most of my Ralph Lauren items, if it doesn't have any flaws and it's like a common item, I list it for $15.99 plus $8.99 shipping, and this was a full price sale at that. So that's how I do it. And if you guys wonder why, is because hang on a second. May have been doing it wrong. Hold on. 26 plus 9 is 25. Yeah. Yeah, I had actually set that up so that it would be $15.99 plus the $8.99 is 20. Let me do it quick. I can't even think right now. Let me make sure I'm not telling you guys wrong. $8.99. Yeah, okay. $15.99 plus $8.99 is $24.98. So the reason I listed at $15.99 plus $8.99 is when they do the left-hand navigation and they do they go to like Polo Ralph Lauren's or whatever, and they sort it, they click under $25. Well, mine will be right under, but the highest price at under $25. So that's why I listed right under $25. I thought it was at 26. Like I had my math wrong. I was like, wait, did I do that right? But yeah, that's the whole reason I do it. And I mean, $25 for like a used shirt. It's pretty good. I think people like are okay spending that. This one. So this is like a Tommy Bahama long sleeve. It ended up having a flaw, so it sold for like $16, but still. This one. This is a pair of cycling shorts. So yeah, these pair of cycling shorts, I sold them. It was $19.99 plus $8.99 shipping. The brand is Zoic, Zoic, and it's got like the pads like in the crotch area. And these sell pretty good. I mean, like this brand I don't come across a lot, but like I think it's Canary, and there's a couple other ones that sell for pretty good money. You know, not a lot, but they sell. There's a lot of people biking and stuff. You got to be kind of careful because some have the elastic and it can be like stretched out or something, and you don't want to sell that. It's actually gotten me away from like athletic bottoms just because it can, the size won't fit right if it's stretched out, you know. And it's just kind of like gross because, you know, somebody like worked hard in it and stretched that thing out, and people don't want to buy that stuff. And I say that, and this is a pair of Nike joggers that sold. So let's see. Yeah, Nike joggers with the big white check sold for $13.50 plus the shipping. $8.99. Too bad. So yeah, this is like a Wrangler's Pearl Snap shirt, and these don't sell that great. If you get the size like a 2XL or bigger, that's what this one is. They'll have a chance of selling much faster, but you're looking at like 20 to 25 bucks for these, which is, it's where I live, but a lot of people don't want to waste the time to pick them up. But a lot of times people pass on them because they see Wrangler and they kind of think like, oh, it's not that great, you know. There's like levels to Pearl Snaps, you know. There's like some really good brands. Cowboy, it's all kind of cowboy related. I mean, you have like your cinch, like Larry Mahan, your, you know, buckle, the BKE and stuff. You got Roar. There's all these different types, and it all really comes down to brand, size, style, color. Color makes a big difference. Like that was a brown one, so it only sold for like $19. That's a pretty good one. So this one is just like a plain American Eagle, like with it's like a thermal, like the waffle knit, and didn't sell for a lot of money, but this is an item that is definitely in every thrift store in America. And you know, if you pick that stuff for $1 to sell for 20, I mean, that's a pretty good way to do it. And I'm really excited for football on Sunday. Like, I'm a big Bears fan, if you guys didn't know. And our team's been winning by like running the ball and playing good defense. But everyone is doubting like our quarterback, and it's driving me nuts. Like, he's young, you know, he's still trying to get comfortable with the team. So I'm hoping we can put like some points up, you know, like through the air. Let's see. So this is a pair of LL Bean cargo shorts. So they were labeled like a tag size 36, but when you actually measured it out with the ruler on the flat lay, it ended up being 34 inches. So I always put that in parentheses, like past the date or past the tag size. And usually people catch the drift. And that one sold for $25, including shipping. So yeah, people usually understand. You know, very few of them say like, why is there a size in parentheses or whatever? And I'm like, well, that's the actual size. You know, some people write actual out in the titles, but I don't think that's all that necessary. And it takes up a lot of space in the title with the 80 characters. $3.50. So this one's a cool one. This is an Abercrombie and Fitch vintage wool sweater. It's gray. It says country clothes on the tag, which is kind of interesting. This one sold for $25 plus $8.99. So, and it was under a pound, which I didn't expect for how big it was to do that. I don't particularly like selling like sweaters. They're really big for storage, and it's a little harder to list because I don't come across them very often. But if you look for 100% wool, like virgin wool, alpaca, cashmere, pretty much anything other than cotton and polyester, and like, you know, just anything like that, like it's got a chance to be worth some money. This is a so this is a quarter zip. It's the Under Armour Storm line. The Under Armour Storm line is, I think, more expensive than like all the other Under Armour lines, and this sold for $21 plus $8.99. So it was a 3XL, and that's probably why it sold for that. Whenever I'm picking up like this type of stuff, I always just picture that football coach wearing it, you know, like they're not trying to buy a $60 or $70 Under Armour that they're going to wear and probably get dirty and stuff like at practice. But to go on eBay and find an Under Armour in their size, I think that's the guy that's buying it. Sometimes I think in the store, like, who's going to buy this, you know, and like, would they want it? Like, is that flaw going to deter them from buying it, or is that color, or that just anything like that? And it's not something I like ask myself like out loud or even put that much thought, but it's kind of in the background while I'm going through the racks, mainly because there's not much else to think about other than like the clothes. So this is a camo shirt. This one actually had a big hole in it. So if I buy something, my cost of goods is like less than $4, usually $3.60 or something like that. If you come across a flaw, sometimes I like get real mad and I just tear the item more while I'm doing photos and I throw it on the ground. But this is a camo long sleeve. It's from the Jerseys brand, and it had a hole in it, like a pretty big hole in the sleeve where I couldn't see it. And that's just like, that's like an attest to how good of camouflage it is because I didn't see the hole. But because it's like camouflage, people are going to wear that under their hunting gear. So maybe a hole doesn't matter as much. And that's why I decided to continue to list it. And it only sold for $5 plus $8.99 shipping. So at the very least, I'm getting like my $4 back, but then I may make like $1 or $2. And that extra sale, like maybe that person would have found something else to bundle it with, and that would have made it worth it. So sometimes it's worth going through the extra work to list it, and sometimes it's not, you know, like it's just one of those things. You got to decide for yourself. So, but it, you know, like a shirt can take a minute and a half to take photos of and like a minute to list if it's like a common item in your store that you have knowledge of. You know, if it's like a rare item, it'll definitely take longer to do some research to get like the most money, but most of these things I can do pretty quick. Four people in the wow, dude, 4 people in the chat. Like the record's 5. Like since I got on Monday, I think I had 5 at a time, and I was like, you know, just feeling like an all-out baller, you know. I think before when I started YouTube, I had like 23 or something. I used to do it in the evening time because a lot of people, you know, are working right now, but I did in the evening and I had like 20 something people, and I was getting hyped. I was kind of freaking out, honestly, but it's a pretty good time, man. I mean, whenever I'm doing shipping, like right now, if I was doing shipping, I try to find content that's over half an hour long because I don't want any interruptions or any distractions by YouTube, you know, with wanting to change the video. And, you know, there's just not a lot of that out there. You know, like you got your podcast groups that do the stuff. for a little bit. And then you got, reseller videos seem to be like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But usually you want to see what that person's doing. Like, I just want to hear somebody talk. That's not like my internal monologue. Like, I just need to hear somebody different. And I did, in honor of that Kurt Cobain shirt that I sold, I listened to the whole Nirvana album while I was doing listings today. So I did give them some praise there. But yeah, so I figured this is like the perfect thing. Somebody can kind of like just hear something while they're working, and maybe if they have a question about clothes, like I sell a lot of clothes, I know a lot of things when it comes to that. So I appreciate everybody in here. It helps, man. Yeah, reselling is definitely a lonely game, though. If you guys are here, you probably know. I mean, you're on the internet listening to me, but yeah, reselling is like, there's not much to it. It's just input, output, buy, photos, list, and ship. So it's a pretty cool thing. I think YouTube's the perfect thing for it. Let's see, 8 ounces. I do get thirsty talking, though. I would bring Ragnar in here, but the room is kind of a mess, and he's kind of, me and him are on bad terms right now. I have an extension cord hooked up to this thing for bugs. It's not a bug zapper, but it lures the bugs in, and then it actually traps them, and they dehydrate and die. It's pretty messed up. But he started chewing on the extension cord, like right where it plugs in, and it's a Yellow Jacket cable, cord. So I was really upset that he did that, and then I had to like put the lead on him and start doing some training to like avoid doing that. So him and I aren't on like the best of terms, but he was out with Steph whenever she was here, my wife Stephanie, when she was eating lunch, and she usually puts him in the kennel whenever she leaves, and then I'm gonna go ship these, and I'll bring him back out so he can like play and stuff. But he just needs to take a nap and like chill out. He's trying to be like. He's trying to be like Rambo or something, man. So I use the SKUs, and I do the custom SKUs from like 0 all the way to whatever. Well, they're in order from lowest numbers to highest. And then when I'm pulling them, if an item gets sold while I'm doing this, it just pretty much gets in the way. And I have to be sure not to print that label because that item isn't there. So that's kind of the thing I got to look out for the rest of it. I only have like 12 left. So it shouldn't take too much longer to do this. This is 7 ounces. So yeah, I wonder like when some of the eBay open like updates are going to happen. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said he had some like glitchy stuff happening when he was listing, and I wonder if they're like changing the site right now. I don't know how they do it, but I know like sometimes when if I was shipping late at night, like say I had something to do the next morning and I wanted to make sure some of my shipping was done, and it's like 11:30, 12. There's stuff that happens on eBay that's just not, it doesn't work as good because they're running like some type of update or some type of thing on the site. But he was having trouble yesterday, and I wonder if they changed something to the site. It was causing him grief. Because yeah, people get set, like you get set in your routines of how to do things, and then when something changes, it just totally freaks the system out, Like my mouse, this mouse that I'm using, it's like a $10 mouse. I mean, it's super cheap. And when I drag the photos, let's see, hold on. So I drag the photos from this monitor to the right. I drag them to the left of the laptop. It doesn't unclick on the photos. So I have to use the clicker on the laptop and the pad on the laptop just for transferring. And it's a huge pain. Like, it's a huge pain. So I was talking to some friends and I was trying to figure out like what's a good mouse to buy. So I got the Logitech 3M. I forget what it's called. Let me see. It's a pretty awesome mouse. I mean, it was like a $75 mouse, but you can program it to different computers. So I can have that mouse programmed to my laptop, and then I can have the mouse programmed to my iPad, and you just click a button and you can change from one to the other. I'm gonna look it up here. Someone just sent an offer on a Under Armour thermal. They sent $7 on a. I had it listed for $12.99 plus shipping, and they sent $7. So I went ahead and accepted it because I find those all the time. Here it goes. The Logitech MX Master 3 wireless Bluetooth laser mouse, black graphite. It is bad to the bone. I had the $20 gift card from eBay when I went to eBay Open. You paid $20 for a ticket, and they gave you a $20 gift card for eBay. So when I was having this mouse issue, I thought about, just picking up a mouse from Goodwill or something, or another cheap mouse. But my buddy, he said, you work on the computer for your business, like you need to have good equipment for your business. So I figured, why not? And then it's wireless, and I can use it for both computers that I have here, the iMac that you guys are watching me on, and then the ThinkPad over here. Which honestly, I thought the ThinkPad would be better than what it was when I bought it. Like, I was kind of frantic because I didn't have a backup computer, and I just thought it would be better. I knew ThinkPad's resold, so I bought it in order to like resell it later, or like, I know it's a good brand, but I think I overpaid for it. Honestly, I would have rather got like, the Mac Mini wasn't out yet when I got this ThinkPad, but maybe I should have shelled out the money and got like a Pro, like MacBook Pro or something. I'm not like a huge fan of Apple, but they are good computers. They absolutely are. Let's see. $10 on this one. This is just another Ralph Lauren. So yeah, we're going to get done in under an hour, I think, today. 38 items in an hour while live streaming. It's pretty slow, it should go faster than that, but it's fine. It is fine. This one. This is a J. Crew pullover. Gross. J. Crew's like one of the, like, I don't even want to call it like a flooded brand, but it's kind of like, I would say it's almost worse than Old Navy, honestly. I mean, it's just so, I don't know, man. It just doesn't sell for much. Like certain items do, which that's in almost every brand. Maybe the high-end J. Crew sells a lot better than the high-end Old Navy, but the mid-grade Old Navy and like low-grade like definitely sells better in my opinion. J. Crew, I don't know, man. But it's good when you ship one by one the way I do it instead of just printing out the labels. You really get familiar with like the pricing of things sold. You kind of get familiar with the time it took to sell them, and all that stuff plays a factor whenever you're making the purchase. So, I run a sale on the oldest 500 items every single month of my store, and if I consistently see like this type of item selling like in the sale price, like usually they have a flaw. That's part of the reason why it sells for a little bit of money. But a lot of them are just like break even or like, $5 or less profit items, which isn't good. But I don't know everything. Like I'm definitely still learning what to buy, and when you're buying so much at a time and you want to hit like a certain number and you want to get items moving through the store, sometimes you just grab things that, you either try or um, one brand that I'm trying is like Izod. Like I've been picking up like the big 2XL and bigger on Izod shirts, like the button ups. If they have certain prints and stuff, like people will buy that, but typically that's not the best brand. It's not the best brand to buy, but maybe somebody like will buy 3 of them, because it'll all be in his size at the store and different colors, and that would be a good sale. So it's something I've been thinking about. Tape this one. $29.57. Tell you this, dude, about selling clothes. I had to. My sister-in-law had bought some baby formula for a friend of hers that couldn't get a hold of it because it was kind of a rare one. So she found it in our store and had to ship it to her. And like boxing up like that type of hard good stuff and just packing it and taping it, like it was so much more stressful than just packing them in poly bags. I mean, I was like, there's no way I'm getting back into that world, Like I used to pack up TVs, I used to pack up like VCRs, just all that stuff, man. And yeah, you can get it figured out to do it fast. I think it was Osborne to Thrift, Tim. He said that he like over wraps it and then just fits it in a box that goes. And like it's the speed, I used to try to like make it as tight as possible and like all that stuff. So there's definitely ways to get it faster, but man, even just being on like my hands and knees, like boxing it, or like, cause I don't have like a table really set up. It was super stressful. But it's more money though. Like in a way, you don't have to do as many shipments because you're making good money. But I don't think I can make the money I'm making now by doing that. I don't think so at all. And you have to have so much more knowledge too. Like, you can find the same items again, but there's just so much more to know if you want to go that route. Okay, so 2 sales came in since the thumbnail dropped. It was another Ralph Lauren polo and Ralph Lauren like shorts, which I don't really pick up a lot of Ralph Lauren shorts. I'll pick up the cargo shorts, but like the pleated, this was a pleated one and didn't sell for that much money, but sold nonetheless. All right, man, we're going to call it here. Greg, appreciate you hanging on, man. I'm going to be on here next week. I don't think I have my video done, but I do want to put a good video out. It's going to be a funny one. I need to finish the script and, I may have like some props or something, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. So appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time.